parapsid. And look at this parapsid skull. They do have a orbit for the open nasal cavity apart from the dark colored circular oval shape is, and it is present towards the upper side of the roof of the skull, and this is called supratemporal fossa, and it is flank one is the post front one is the supratemporal. Okay. This postfrontal and the supratemporal bone case of this parapsid skull, and in case of this parapsid skull that is found in the ichthyosaurus, that is the aquatic reptiles, which okay. So this in parapsid skull there has been addition of two extra bones along with the other bones, frontal and the supratemporal bones. Okay. In case of Eurapsida, you will find that only one temporal opening of fossae that is present, namely called as supratemporal fossae, right? And it is more close to the roof of the skull. Okay. And they are flanked between or surrounded by parietal bone, squamosal bone, postorbital bone, parietal bone, squamosal bone, and postorbital bone. Okay, but there is no extra bones are present in this type of skull, that is Eurapsida skull found in a Plesiosaurus, that is that was a aquatic reptile. Okay, but this both Eurapsid and parapsid forms are extinct one. Okay, another one we have the Synapsida or synapsid. So in this we will find that only a single fossa, which is placed at the infratemporal base, which is present at the infratemporal fossa, called as the infratemporal fossa because it is more towards the base of the skull, and this kind of skull is flanked by or surrounded by jugal, then postorbital, squamosal, and quadratojugal bones, and it has given rise to present day mammals. Okay, from this type of skull, and it also used to be found in this Cynognathus. Cynognathus include mammals like reptiles. Okay, so that's why it is said to be a this type of skull have given rise to the mammals, present day mammals. The next one we have is this diapsid skull, which is found in most of the present day reptiles, and it is also referred to as a bird stock because all this type of diapsid skull, and the feature of this diapsid skull is the presence of two fenestrae or the fossae. One is placed at the supratemporal region called as a supratemporal fossa, while others placed at the base of the skull, so it is called as the infratemporal fossa. And the supratemporal fossa is flanked by postorbital. Okay, and whereas the this infratemporal fossa is flanked by jugal, quadratojugal, muscle and post-orbital bones. Okay? And this type of diapsid skulls are found in all the animals like crocodiles, spinodon, etc. But in certain modification have taken place. For example, in lizard, this in lizard we will find that some of the bone have been reduced. As a result, this supratemporal fossae have become a larger, and in the snakes, bones have been totally, maybe have lost completely. From as a result, the whole is void of bones and has a and there is very large cavity is formed, and this cavity in the temporal region as a result in the snakes will help them to uh, as a result this temporal region provides a very big gap, and thus it helps in open their mouth very widely, because this cavity forms a platform to attachment for the muscles of jaw. Okay, attachment of jaw muscles. Okay, so this is about the diapsids. Okay, so these are the different types or kinds of skulls which are present in a reptiles. Okay, so what is the now we'll come to the what is the significance of this type of skull, like a skull having the fossae at a temporal region. So to understand the significance of this kind of vacuity in a skull, first we need to understand in the organism which are devoid or which doesn't have this type of fossae. So the organism which doesn't have fossae or do not find this kind of temporal fossae in their skull will be having a very heavy skull. And if the skull is heavy, that means that animals are not very active. Okay? As a result, they are very slow. They are very slow moving or animals. Okay? They can't move very fast. Whereas on second hand, where the animal having this type of fenestra or fenestrae will help, this fenestrae will help in attachment of a jaw muscle. Hence, it provides an open space for jaw muscles where it attached. So, if the fenestra is a big, as in case of snakes, where some of the bones are disappeared, that for example in diapsid skulls has a very wide space in case of snakes, and this will provide or in that case a jaw is capable of moving and open a very wide mouth. This will help in order to catch their big prey. Okay, whereas the next advantage of having this fossae is that the skull becomes lighter and the animal becomes more active, so they can move very fast and they can also escape from their predator. Okay, so this is about the temporal fossae in reptile. If there is any question regarding this topic, then please let me know. Thank you.